Alright guys, like 30 seconds before I board my online class, it's 2:59 and it starts right at 3, so yeah, you can listen and watch my reaction. I've got the volume cranked up pretty high, right up to 100, so you'll be sure to hear it. Let's go in there. 40 seconds left on the timer, so 38 seconds before we start class. All I have to do is sit and watch, really, and listen, and write down things. Yeah, you're good. Alright. 12 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Timer went out.
Recording started. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mrs. Grigoli. Can you smile back at me if you can hear me again? Yeah, it's Mrs. G. Okay, first thing I want to do, we are very crowded here today, okay? We have close to 100 participants. So, the reason for that is because Mrs. Vigil, who is some of your teachers, her computer crashed, and so she does not have access to Blackboard right now. So I included Mrs. Vigil's students on my invitation to my students for onboarding. So here's what I want to do. I want to get a picture of who's here. Okay, if you are Mrs. Grigoli's student, give me a green check. Okay, green check if you're Mrs. Grigoli's student. If you're a Mrs. Vigil student, give me a red X. Okay, green check for me, red X for Mrs. Vigil. I think we're going to be about 50-50. Nevertheless, because it's very crowded in here, I would really appreciate it if everybody was on their very best behavior. If you don't know who your teacher is, when you log into the classroom, their name's probably at the top. Okay, or you've been receiving K-mails from your teacher, or it's posted in the announcements, or in the class under teacher contact information. I'm sure that if you guys have had questions about this class, we are going to answer them here today together. Okay? So today what we're going to do is just a brief introduction to the class. I trust that all of you listened to the recording that was sent out on Monday. That was just a real brief overview. And then today we'll start in on our first unit and your first assignment. And then tomorrow you'll have an assignment as well. Okay, so we are a team. There are 6 of us who teach health. Here we are right here. This is Mrs. Barrett, Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Jabarios, Mrs. Vigil. This is some of your teachers right here. This is Mrs. Kassler, and this is Nietha and Mrs. Grigoli. The reason I wanted to introduce all of you to all of us is because we all share. So we will all invite all of you and all of each other's students to all of our support sessions. Okay, so you may pop in one day to a weekly spotlight and have Mrs. Barrett. You may pop in another day and have me. You may pop in on a different day and have Mrs. Kassler. Okay, we all work very closely together on our curriculum and share what we know. Okay? Okay, so we do have some expectations of behavior, especially while we're here on Blackboard, and especially today because there's 114 participants, 1 of me and 113 of you. Okay, be attentive and participate. You're going to get more out of the session if you actually participate. If I ask you to pull or check something or grab a whiteboard, tool, or volunteer for an answer, or type something in chat, please volunteer to do that, okay, or do as we ask. Be positive and use appropriate language. Be supportive and encouraging of others' efforts. Don't put anybody down. No making threats against students or staff, either seriously or jokingly. Okay? Because, sometimes things come across differently in chat. Okay, share and post only appropriate items to the whiteboard when you're given privileges. If you need to step away, use the away door. Okay, so if you need to go to the restroom or something like that, or whatever, your mom's calling you or whatever the deal is, please use the little away button. Okay, it's the outline of the person with the clock next to it. That way, if I'm asking you a question, I know you're not there. I know you're not there for me to answer. Okay, and also if you have a question, you can raise your hand, but sometimes that gets a little annoying because it makes a dinging sound. Okay, so I'm sure I will get to your answers. Okay, and Jade, that's a little inappropriate. Okay, failure to follow these expectations will result in being removed from the Class Connect session, and a disciplinary meeting will follow. Okay, so please make sure, just like if you were in a brick and mortar classroom, that you are behaving yourself. All right, I'm going to give you guys all a whiteboard tool. I want to know where you are. Grab a pointer. Okay, it can be a happy face, the X, whatever, and show me where you are. I am down here in Orange County. Okay, we've got some San Diegos. Yeah, that
Where's
looks like
Santa
the
Maria?
furthest south is San Diego. Who's the furthest
Right.
north? Looks like there's some people up there near Sutter and Napa and Sonoma. Awesome. Awesome. Look at us. We stretch all the way. Now, the reason I wanted to do this is because as we're discussing our health content, you need to know that people are bringing opinions and perspectives
Hey, I'm the
from
only
all
one in Santa
over the
Barbara
state,
County.
and those may
Wow.
be different than yours. Okay,
That
and
proves
that's
how
fine.
many friends I don't
Okay,
have.
we're one collective unit. Okay, and we're going to listen to what everybody has to say respectfully, and know that their opinions could possibly be different than ours, and that's fine. Okay, give me a green check. Have you ever attended a brick and mortar school? Okay.
And I
Green check for
hated
yes,
it.
red X for no. This is always really fascinating to me. If you've ever attended a brick and mortar school, that means like you went to school and sat in a classroom with a bunch of other kids and the teacher up front. Okay? Let me see. I want to see a response from everybody. Lots of green checks today.
Yep, I have. From kindergarten to 4th grade, and I hated it.
Okay.
I'm in
A few red X's.
9th grade, and I love this school.
And the purpose of this, guys, is that everybody brings a different experience. Even all of you who've attended a brick and mortar school, one, you probably attended different brick and mortar schools, and you didn't all have the same experience at your school. Julian, what are you confused about? How to click
Dismissal.
the green check? Brick and mortar just means a building. Okay, it's a school that is in a building. Okay, so look at that. 100 of you have been students at a brick and mortar school building. Okay, here's another one. Down in chat, I want you to, let's start with the first one here. List one healthy habit you practice. I'll put it in chat right now so everybody can see. One healthy habit that you practice. Exercising, good. Hiking, perfect. Washing your hands, absolutely.
Living on a horse ranch.
Swimming, eating right, going to the gym, healthy diet, sleeping, staying away from soda, jogging, walking your dog, running, jiu-jitsu, mowing lawns, basketball. Meditate, fantastic. Germex, brushing your teeth. Sports, yard work, longboarding. Oh, someone's a vegan. Drinking tea, skating,
She's not mentioning mine.
taekwondo.
Apparently she doesn't
Awesome.
like me. What the heck was that?
Fantastic. Good job, guys. Thanks for sharing. So, everybody has something, and the key is to find the healthy habits that fit you. Like I could tell myself, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to the gym every single day, and that's going to be my healthy habit. And I don't like to do that, so I'm not going to do it because I don't like to do it. And then I get frustrated with myself. So you have to find the things that you like. Okay? I'm assuming that the people out there that are swimming like to swim, and the people that are out there hiking like to hike, and the people who are vegan don't like meat. What's the number one action U.S. citizens could take to improve their health? What do you think that is? I'm going to open up chat again. What do you think that is? Everybody just answer in chat. I'm seeing lots of exercising, eat healthy, stay away from fast food. Yeah, I would say those are moderation. Yes, absolutely. Stop smoking. Okay, terrific. Okay, so today here's what we're going to take a look at. Real quick, the scope and sequence of the class. We're going to talk about reading announcements, the weekly agenda, your graded assignments, and how you earn points. Raising your hand, that's in the classroom, not here on Blackboard, and checking your weekly grades. And then we're going to get to today's assignment, which isn't a huge one. You guys will be fine. Okay, so in health, I know this was actually part of the recording that we sent out, but I want to go over them again because in this class, it's kind of like a building block. All of these things build upon one another, okay? So Unit 1 is building skills.
I'd rather be helping
Unit
Jared
2
shoot
is
horses,
soft
and I
skills
don't like
and
to shoot
setting goals.
horses.
So we'll use what we've learned in building skills in our Unit 2. Unit 3 is about nutrition, which is my favorite unit, and number 4, exercising and activity. Unit 5 is drugs and alcohol abuse. Number 6 is injury prevention. Number 7 is social and sexual health. And number 8 is personal, community, and environmental health. And then Unit 9 is your final exam. It's built right in here to the course. Now, what we're asking, and this can fluctuate day to day, is that you work in class every day about 60 minutes. Okay? You're working in class every day for about 60 minutes. Okay? Some of that will be online work, and some of that is offline. Okay? The weekly agenda, which I'll show you in a moment, is your best friend, because you can use that as your checkoff list. Okay? I don't know about you, but I'm a list person. Everybody has to find the organizational tool that works for them. I like to write things down on the list, whatever it is, and then as I complete it, I cross things off.
Shut up.
If you're that kind of person,
I'm trying to listen,
printing out
Michaela,
your
be
weekly
quiet.
agenda may help. Okay, or if you have like a big calendar on the wall, that may help. Whatever fits your needs. Yeah, I love lists and I love post-it notes. Because then you can throw it away when you're done. Okay, materials. There is no book. Everything that you're going to read in this class is online. Okay? The reading part of this class is
Don't talk
called
loudly.
the study.
Michaela's right
Okay?
behind the
So
door,
when you're
guys.
looking here in the left-hand toolbar, anything that says study, that's a reading part. Okay? You don't even really need a printer. Everything you can download to your computer or save to your desktop, and then you can complete your
Cool,
work.
it
And
says
you can
type
submit it
all
without ever
assignments. I
printing
don't
out.
have to
So
write
kind of
this here.
environmentally friendly.
Awesome. I
And
hate writing.
I would prefer if you typed all of your Dropbox assignments. And
You
those
heard
are like
that,
the
guys.
worksheets in class. You know, in a traditional brick and mortar, the teacher passes out a worksheet, you complete it, You pass it to the end of the row, they come by and pick it up and grade it and pass it back to you. Well, here, the worksheets are built right into the class, and then you save it to your desktop, you complete it, you resave it to your desktop, and then you submit it to me in the Dropbox of the classroom. Kind of like attaching something to an email. Okay? Now, as you're reading through these study items, it's probably a good idea for you to jot down a few notes while you're reading. Okay, let me put up some polling here.
What's with the dude without a head?
Okay. Answer this question for me. How often should you check the announcement? And you just use your polling tool, guys. Up above where the names are, there's a drop-down menu, A, B, C, or D. Is it once a week, twice a week, once a day, or several times a day? What do you think? How often should you check those announcements?
I click D, which is several times a day.
Shall wait for a response from everybody. Okay, let's see
I'm at
what
the
it is
bottom
right
of
now.
the list because
Looks like
my
most
name's
people
last
pick
in
C,
alphabetical order.
several times a day. Yeah, that's a good idea because as things come up, we will post announcements there, and that will be true for all of your classes. So just make it a habit, like maybe morning, pop in and see, and then afternoon, pop in and see. Just because sometimes we'll post things like, oh, Blackboard's down, or there was a problem with the test question, or something like that. Good job, good job. Okay, so when you log into the class, here's what you see. Okay, this is what you see when you log into my class. There's a Blogster down here with some tidbits for you. And then right in here, this is the super important part, right in here are the announcements. Okay? And you click on it. In my class, it'll say weekly announcements, and then you open it up and it'll show you day by day what to do. And I love that. Day by day what to do. So when I open it up this week, here's what I see. Okay? And then Monday there was nothing, Tuesday there was nothing, Wednesday there was nothing. But today is the first day we meet, it's your first assignment. I'm hoping that you guys have all kind of perused those announcements and seen what's coming. Poked around in the classroom a little bit.
Come on, give me the
graded assignment.
today.
Okay, here's where your grade's going to come from. Okay, obviously your grade is simply a total of all the points you earn. Okay, and you will earn points by taking quizzes.
This video should be over in about 10 to 15 minutes.
And you can retake quizzes.
If you cared to
So,
watch
if
for
you
this
take a
long,
quiz
pretty soon
and
I'll be
you
getting
don't
the
get
quiz that
100%,
pays, and I can get
you
credit
have
for
an
watching this
opportunity
video
to
by
go back,
turning in the quiz
reread
that
the
pays.
material, and come back and retake your quiz. How about that? You have the opportunity to get 100% on every single quiz.
Except the ones that say 1 time.
Show me a smiley if you love that. Okay, you have the opportunity to get 100% on every quiz you take in class. Okay? Now, tests are a different story. Mark, if you have a question, I'll probably end up answering it, okay? Thanks. Okay, tests are a different story. So within a unit, you will have quizzes, and then you have tests. Quizzes you can retake. The 1 unit test per unit, no retake. So you want to make sure that you are really prepared before you open that test. Because once you open it, you have to complete it, and you only have an hour. Okay? Got it? But if you've really worked hard on these quizzes, you'll probably do well on the test. Okay, the other way you can earn points is every Monday there will be a weekly starter posted in the class. It will also be in this left-hand toolbar by date. You listen to that weekly starter, and you submit the phrase that pays, and you can earn 5 points. Okay, Ashton's asking how come you can't go back and look at the answers like in 8th grade? Because we want you to go back and learn what you didn't understand, not just look at the answers. Okay, it's high school now. The other way you can earn points is by completing the teacher-graded assignments. Those are also referred to as TGAs, and these are those Dropbox assignments that I mentioned. So, the Dropbox assignments are the worksheets. Okay, you download them to your computer, you complete them, and you submit them to the Dropbox, like an attachment to an email. Now, the Dropbox assignments tend to be worth many more points than the quizzes. So, can you get a very good grade if you skip all of these Dropbox assignments? The answer is no. Okay? You have to do these Dropbox assignments if you're expecting to get a good grade in this class. Okay? They're not that tough. They're actually pretty thought-provoking. And I like to be able to go back and read what you have to say. Okay, so here's how you are going to get an A in class. You're going to take your quizzes till you get 100%. You're going to make sure that you're prepared for your test. Take your test and get a great grade. You're going to listen to all the weekly starters and submit the phrase that pays, and you're going to never miss doing a teacher-graded assignment. Guys, if you have a question, please just type it in chat or just listen. I will get to it. Okay, like I just said, the teacher-graded assignments are the worksheets that you're going to find within the course. Okay?
Continue.
The retakes on the quizzes are probably like 2 retakes.
What the crap was that?
Yeah, does the amount of time you take on a quiz affect you? You have 30 minutes on a quiz. Okay. All right, some hints for quizzes and tests. Somebody's asking here, let me go back. You have to attend the weekly starters, or you can watch the recording. Weekly starters are recordings. They'll be posted in the class. You do not access weekly starters from the Class Connect tab. Okay, so it's not live. It's a recording that all of your teachers will have posted in all of your classes every Monday. Does that make sense?
Yes. I already understand the entire school. Why do I have to watch this?
Okay. So
Oh, yeah,
hints
for the
for quizzes and
PTP.
tests. Be prepared. Make sure you read and study the lesson materials. Don't just go into it cold. Complete the assignment. Take notes. And then towards the end of each unit, there's something called a diagnostic. It's a practice test. It's not worth any points, but it's a great way for you to test your knowledge before you take the actual unit test.
Yep, I'm definitely going to do that because I didn't do
diligent.
too good on unit
And
tests last
read
year.
the test questions very carefully. Don't rush. It says save as you go, but sometimes that causes a problem, so just make sure you're not taking longer than an hour. If you have a problem, just let me know. Okay, so support sessions. You will see in your Class Connect tab starting next week several support sessions, okay? You learned in the homeroom this week about On Track Together's weekly spotlight and student choice, okay? Mrs. Miller will invite you to her weekly spotlight, her On Track Together, and her student choice. Mrs. Vigil will invite you to her weekly spotlight, On Track Together, and student choice. So will Mrs. Smith, so will Mrs. Kassler, so will Mrs. Barrett, and so will I. Oh my gosh, Can you imagine going to all of those sessions? No, that's ridiculous. You figure
You're
out
taking my
which
entire
one
day.
works well for you. Which
the crap
one
is that
works
noise?
with your schedule. Okay? So, for instance, when you log into the class and you look at support sessions, here are your choices. Okay? Let's say you just had a quick question on Monday. You could pop in with me at Student Choice and find out. Let's say you wanted to work on an assignment and you had some time on Tuesday. You could pop in with me. Or you could pop in with Mrs. Barrett on Wednesday or Mrs. Miller. But these are all of your choices, and this schedule is posted in the class. Lauren, if you have a question, please type it in chat for me, okay?
Okay.
Yes, these are recorded.
Oh, cool, they have
This page you can
microphone.
find
I don't
on
want to
your
get in
course
trouble, but I
homepage
still want
under
to click the
support session.
microphone so I can talk and interrupt it.
It's all in your class. And we'll be done shortly. Okay, in the left-hand toolbar, you will see the syllabus, the calendar, that's handy. That's also posted in DocSharing if you want to print it out. How to contact your teacher, and then there's also one that says support sessions where you can find that particular graphic from previously. No, let's go back to this. Okay, none of these are required. They're encouraged, but they're not required. Okay? They'll definitely be helpful. In the weekly spotlight, we go into content a little bit more deeper. On Track Together, we usually come together and work on an assignment. And Student Choice is like office hours. Okay? Guys, there is a phrase that pays, but if you keep asking, that's really distracting. It will come when it comes. You just need to continue to pay attention. Okay?
Yes, guys, stop asking. I totally forgot my webcam was on and I was eating my watch. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay. All right. Ashton, put your hand down, please. Jade, put your hand down, please. Thank you. Okay, so the pacing calendar, what we're doing every day.
Stop putting your hands up, guys.
Is in this pacing calendar. Okay, you can save it and print it out and use that as an organizational tool. The agenda will be posted in the announcements, specifically what's going on each day, and that will also be posted in DocSharing. And download the weekly agenda from DocSharing section of the course to use it as a checklist if you like. Okay. If you have a content question, there's a section of your course called Raise Your Hand. Okay, you can type your question in there, or you can send a K-mail. If you have a great question, send a K-mail. Okay. Some other questions, the reasons to K-mail your teacher might be you need help with an assignment. It could be that you need a catch-up plan. You're falling behind, okay? You need to talk with your parent. Whatever the case may be, okay, you can always call and you can always K-mail. Okay? And raise your hand helps as well. There's lots of ways to contact and get assistance. Probably most importantly is check your gradebook, okay? This says check your gradebook every week. I probably get in the habit of doing that a little bit more often, okay? Always know your grade.
See any zeros? That's
if
a
you
missing
see
assignment.
any zeros, that's a missing assignment.
Yes,
It means
I
the
just
assignment
read
was given, you did not submit it, and now it has a 0. you still can get points for it, but you've got to complete it, okay? So if you go to Gradebook, you will see something like this. It'll have all the assignments, it'll have your scores, or it'll have a 0, okay? And then your percentage will be right up here where it says grade to date.
Dang bugs.
Okay? But keep up with this. I encourage parents to keep up with this as well. Yeah, if you miss an assignment, you can submit it later, okay? But, you know, sometimes it gets overwhelming when you miss a lot of assignments, and you want to make sure that you're staying up to date. No, in our class, you don't get penalized for late assignments. Okay, but remember, if you're recording attendance for this class and you're not showing progress, then the two things are kind of off, and you could lose access to school.
Ooh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, if you get a 0, okay, that just means that it hasn't been submitted. And you can still, like if it's a quiz or something, as soon as you take the quiz, then your new grade will go in. If it's a teacher graded assignment, you have to wait for me to grade it. Jade and Ashton, please keep your hands down. Okay, so today's assignment is in Unit 1.
Melissa Dean
It's
is
called
just now
Building
joining
Skills
the
for
session.
Health. And I would say before you start any unit, if you go down to the bottom of the unit, you will see something called the review. I would say then print this and use it as a study guide. Okay? And then today your responsibility is to read the 1.1 study. And a good place to take notes or jot a few things down is right here
I've
on
already
this
done
1.3
almost
review.
every single lesson in the whole thing
Now, there's
because
no
I was
extra
trying to
credit for our
figure
class.
out
Just
how
worry
it
about the
worked.
credit. So that's today's assignment. Who can tell me what's on the agenda for tomorrow? Type it in chat.
I haven't
Who
read
can
that
tell
far
me
yet.
what is on the agenda for tomorrow? Oh, that's it. Some people say 1.2. Some people say there's a quiz.
Probably 1.2 and a 1.2 quiz.
Let's see. Now you do know, all you have to do is look at the course announcement. It's right there, okay? So for tomorrow, you're going to take the 1.1 quiz. So today when you're reading the 1.1 study, you want to make sure that that is read very carefully, okay? If you don't get 100%, retake it. You're also responsible for reading the 1.2 study 1 and the 1.2 study 2. And make sure when you're reading through these guys that you see that they're more than one page. So there's little arrow buttons where you can forward through those pages. So today's assignment is the 1.1
forgot that there was multiple pages and I didn't do very well in the test. Stop raising your hands!
Friday is the 1.2 study 1 and the 1.2 study 2 along with the 1.1 quiz. Julianne says, is there a study guide? Yes, that's what I was referring to here. Click on the 1.1 or 1.3 review. That's a study guide. And print that out while you're reading through. So print out the review before you even start the unit. Today's assignment is posted. Brianna, where do you mean posted where?
I found something to pass time. I can't lose many horses.
No, there's no extra credit. So if you call the circuit guys to read the lesson, she'll be fine. Yeah.
I killed the horse, but...
Yeah, it's in the announcements already, Brianna.
They're using Bart
Okay.
Simpson.
Tell me how you're feeling.
Simpson.
I know you're 4 days into school. Are you overwhelmed? Grab a pointer, show me how you're feeling. Put it right on your guy. Stunned, bored. If you're bored, that's your own fault. Shocked, hysterical, odd, woozy, distressed, cheery, angst-ridden.
Ooh, I want to use the marker. Yay.
Bored's not my favorite.
Stunned.
Bored's a state of mind. already.
What they did?
Okay.
They took the
Your
pen
phrase
away?
that pays today is be healthy.
Be healthy. I better write that down.
Be healthy.
That is my handwriting. That's why I don't like writing, because the teachers can't even understand it. Alright, well, I guess I'm done here.
Alright guys, if you don't have any questions, you're free to go. Get started on that 1.1 study and be ready for that quiz tomorrow. I wish you all the best of luck. And don't forget, if you have any questions, you can contact your teacher. Have a great day.
How am I
Recording
supposed to
stopped.
have a great day? Alright, I'm free to go now.
Yes, after.
Later. Bye, teacher. Oh. I totally forgot YouTube was there. Oh well. Alright, well. That's my reaction to most of these classes. Oh, by the way, this is my phone case. Pretty sweet, huh? It's a $13 eBay smartphone. Hey, look. You can see the phone in the phone. See that? There's right there, or right there, you can see the phone in the phone. See that? That's awesome, ain't it? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Comment, rate, and subscribe. If you want to see more of these, which I doubt you do, go ahead and tell me. So yeah. See you later. No, I clicked stop recording. Now stop recording already.